Hey there, beings. You are listening to the Self-Tivity Podcast. I am your self-investing storyteller, Danny Justin. I'm a writer, a creative entrepreneur, but most importantly, a mindfulness advocate. For those who are new to this podcast, my goal is to merge mindfulness and self-love into our self-investing journey, as well as our entrepreneur endeavors. Today, I have a special guest with me. Allow me to introduce.
Are you ready? Because I am.
Today, I have an entrepreneur on the show. She's going to tell us all about herself, her business, and how she's investing in herself. Let's introduce Miss Teanna Lanisse, the CEO of Creative Eye Design, which is a web and graphic design agency. How are you, Miss Teanna?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. Thank you so much for coming on the show today. I really appreciate your time.
Oh, no, thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and start with some questions. The first is just to tell us a little bit about yourself without the business. Just tell us who you are and what you represent.
I'm a mother. I love family. I love music. I love all things art. I'm just a lover of life overall. So I'm a lover of various things. So yeah, outside of business.
Okay, awesome. So tell us about your business.
Creative Eye Design is my baby. I've been doing it for the last 10 years and I still love it. I got started. I've always loved art. I've always loved coloring. I've always loved just being creative and then being able to bring what I see and put it somewhere it can be printed and other people can see it. You know, I've always loved that. And so I got started because I just realized that there were a lot of business owners who needed help, you know, kind of changing the narrative that you don't have to have, $100,000 to create a business and for your business to look good in the marketplace. So I got started helping small businesses and nonprofit organizations brand themselves and market themselves to where they show up in the marketplace, not necessarily looking small or cheap, but really coming into the marketplace, being able to compete, you know? So it's just been a passion of mine. I love doing it. And I just love helping because sometimes we just need someone to kind of nudge us in the direction in which we know we should go, but we're just kind of scared and think that we have to have more or do more, look a certain way or be a certain way. When we really have everything that we need already, you just got to pull it out, you know?
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think a lot of people struggle with that persona that they have to have everything put together and you just need to get started. A lot of it is confidence in yourself, belief in yourself with anything. If you have the belief in yourself, you definitely can move forward, go forward. So I appreciate you sharing that little nugget because I think that's a reminder that we all need to have is, you know, start where you are. If you have a passion, especially if you know what interests you, even if you're not good at it, the practice is what makes you good at it. A lot of when we're in school, you know, we study these books, but a lot of these people who studied it, they just put hours towards it. That's what made them an expert or professional because they took the time to learn the different avenues of that business, of that passion in order to become the expert and success.
Yeah, and putting our knowledge into action. You know, we know so much, but we haven't applied it yet. So taking that next step to actually apply it, because then once you apply it, you're on the other side of it and you can, you know, think about, oh my goodness, you know, it's kind of like, well, what if I wouldn't have did it? But it's like, but what if you do? You know, so much on the other side, you're going to be able to pivot. You're going to be able to do certain things. So you just got to get started.
Yeah, definitely. Ooh, you just dropped something for me right there. But yeah, a lot of people are in that position. And I think the biggest thing that we can do is be an example as well, is that, you know, we're starting from somewhere, we're going somewhere. And once upon a time, you were here at point A, but if you continue and you didn't stop, you know, or even if you pivoted, you know, and you found something new, the thing is the more time you focus on that area, it can grow definitely.
Yes.
So what about you in the business? What did you learn on your journey? Like, what were the things that you wish you would have known as you grew in your business that you would share with someone else?
You need a team.
Yeah.
And you need an accountability partner.
Tell it. Tell it.
Say a team and whatever that team looks like to you. You know, you having a team might not look like somebody else's team.
Yeah.
So I would say figuring out what your team looks like to you and really getting the support you need, because we all need support. We can't do it by ourselves, and then having that one accountability partner that's going to really hold you to what you say that you're going to do. Sometimes we have relationships with people and we consider them our accountability partners. But I mean, yeah, you guys did kind of hold each other accountable, but what did y'all really accomplish? Like sometimes we really don't accomplish much. We just be shooting back and forth what we about to do. You know what I mean?
You ain't lying.
And then we do one of the things that's on the line to getting to the ultimate thing, but we don't never really get there. Right? And so really having a real accountability partner who you're going to be arguing with, like, okay, listen, I like you right now.
Right.
Let me go. Yeah, I found that partner, and I'm telling you, it's a great and it's an amazing feeling because you actually see yourself moving. You actually see yourself progressing, and you see the other person who you're motivating progressing as well. So it's kind of like, dang, we really doing it, huh?
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, really getting you a support team and an accountability partner. Those two things, when you find those, you'll know, and you'll be like, oh, I'm kind of skating. I'm getting to where I need to be. So yeah, and not being ashamed to restart over too, because sometimes we start over. So
that's a point right there. Start over, because I even in my business, I've started over, and it's mostly with branding. I think the idea and my passion was always there. Like I've always had a passion for supporting other people. I always had a passion for the wellness, the wellness space and the investment space. But I just wanted to make sure that, my message was coming across and I didn't feel like I was all over the place. So I did a lot of redesigning and shifting myself so that I made sense, so that my audience would come and it wouldn't feel like I had to go out there and get them. Like if I put myself in a position to be exactly what they need, once I just put, the ads out there or, the content out there or the networking out there. And it's like, oh yeah, come over this way or come over that way. So really clearly defining who you are as an entrepreneur in that space is definitely going to get you some places for sure.
Yeah.
I'm going to pause right here because I'm going to have to edit this part. I forgot something.
Okay. No problem. Okay.
But we're doing so good. Thank you.
Okay.
Sorry. I'm so sorry. All right. So I'm just going to pick up from here and I'll have to edit.
Okay.
So tell us about how your business is a self-investment. If someone was to use Creative Eye Design Agency, how is that an investment in themselves? Or who is your audience?
Our audience are those individuals, those new entrepreneurs or seasoned who want to show up in the marketplace authentically as themselves. I try to tell my clients, I'm not going to have you looking like someone else. I want to create something that allows you to show up and showcase your uniqueness and why you're different and why people should choose you over the next one, over your competition. So showing up unique, I feel like it's always a blessing.
Yeah, definitely. It's so many people out there, right? There's so many people out there. We're all doing the same thing. We want to be that person who's doing something a little bit different, because they are bringing forth the value of themselves, because they have the value of themselves, right?
Yes, and there's nothing wrong with being unique. Just like some people may say, well, I don't want to do that, or I want to kind of look like this because, or I don't want to look like this because, but it's like, no, show up as your authentic self, even if your product or service is similar, showcase and highlight your uniqueness and why they should come to you. One of the reasons why people, shop at Saks Fifth Avenue versus Target. I mean, it's the whole experience.
Yeah, definitely. So we are going to segue to a self-tivity game, which is not, a game I made up, but I'm going to use self-tivity concepts for this game because I want the experience for anyone who is learning about marketing in the branding space, shopping around for people to look at you and see your expertise. So what we're going to do is play a game called Two Truths and a Lie. We all know about about two truths and a lie, right? And if you're watching right now, I would love for you all to participate. So I'm going to put I'm going to put Teanna's two truths and a lie up on the screen as she goes through them. And then I'm going to give you about a minute to guess which one is the lie. Some of you already out there, probably experts on this, so you'll probably get it right away. And then once we finish that game, Teanna is going to explain to us why the lie is a lie. So we're going to go ahead and get started with that game. And Teanna, I'm going to let you go ahead and lead. Right now, you're not going to see me on the screen. You're just going to see a picture. But it's going to be because I'm going to have this part is going to be shut out, okay? Okay, yeah. So I'm going to have it on the screen right now. So I'm not going to be on here while we play this game.
Okay.
But you can hear my voice.
Okay,
so now it's time to play Two Truths and a Lie with Miss Teanna Lanisse, the CEO of Creative Eye Design. And she's going to share with us some truths and lies in her industry, which is the marketing industry. She works with graphic design and website design. Mm-hmm. And we're going to start now. So go ahead and give us your two truths and a lie in whichever order you like.
Your brand is your logo. Branding and marketing helps you capitalize on your uniqueness, and marketing is always changing.
Those are really good. I'm sitting here thinking to myself, which one is it? Okay, so again, we're going to say them one more time, Ms. Teanna, for people who are playing this game with us. I'm going to put them on the screen again, just as a reminder. So go ahead and run through those again.
Your brand is your logo. Branding and marketing helps you capitalize on your uniqueness. Marketing is always changing.
Okay, I think I might get it now. Okay, when you run it back slower, it's like, okay, I got it now. All right, so we are going to put a timer on the screen. And if you have the answer, go ahead and put it below in the comments. Which one do you think is the lie? And if you're not sure, go ahead, help us out in those comments. Tell us if you're not sure and so forth. So now, Ms. Teanna, you're going to reveal to us after the timer runs out what the actual lie is. And if you could just go over that lie and why it's a lie.
Okay.
So go ahead, Bill. The truth, and the lie.
The truth would be marketing is always changing. Another truth, branding and marketing helps you capitalize on your uniqueness. And the lie is your brand is your logo. That's the lie. Your
brand is your logo. So that's our answer. Your brand is your logo. Woohoo. If you got the answer below, give yourself a pat on the back. I can't give out treats through the through the screen, but definitely show yourself some pat love on the back if you got the answer right. And now I'm just going to give you, Miss Teanna, some space to go into that, elaborate on why you chose that as your lie and how often you might find your clients getting into that situation and misunderstanding that concept.
Yeah, because a lot of people think just because they have a logo, they've created a brand, but that's really not the case. Your brand is the experience that you give your clients and customers, and does that experience is that experience in alignment with your brand promise? What are you promising, your customers before they get there? Like Burger King, you can have it your way, right? That's one of their promises that they say, you come here, you can have it your way. When I get there, can I have it my way? Is the experience that? What is that experience? Does your brand promise line up with your brand experience? So it's more than your logo. When people see your logo, they should remember that experience, right? Your marketing and your branding, all of that, it has to be tied together. And if that's working when your brand promise and your brand experience, they're in alignment with each other. And your customer feels that too.
Yeah, definitely. So while we're on that topic, what are some other mindful tips that you can share with the audience right now as it relates to your field, what you run into with your clients as well? What are some mindful tips? And when I say mindful, I like to consider, because I also work in marketing, I like to consider myself as a mindful marketer, right? And so to me, when we have so many ads, being placed in front of us when we're on IG or on FB, you know, we have ads placed on us because we probably typed something in our search engine and things of that nature. And so I say, even though I find myself liking ads and commercials,
Right?
a lot of people can't stand it, you know. So keeping that in mind is that when I think about myself and I think about other people, is being a mindful marketer. I like to say, okay, this is the mindful aspect of marketing, because marketing is everywhere. It's a part of us right now. Like, we're in the algorithm. We're, you know, immersed in that world. But I want it to be a mindful experience for the buyer, because I want them to feel like when they purchase this product, when they purchase this service, you know, they were mindful about it. It works for them. It does the right things for whatever they're trying to accomplish, right? So with you in the industry and with creative eye design, what would you share based on your experience, some mindful tips as the buyer, or mindful tips as anyone who wants to get into this industry to recognize?
One mindful thing is to always know who you're talking to and know what problem you're solving. Sometimes we have great ideas and we have great solutions, you know, to problems, but is it an urgent need? You know what I mean? Is it an urgent need that you're solving for someone? So I would say being mindful of knowing who you're talking to and being able to meet their actual need. What are you really solving the solution to their problem? And how are you marketing that? How is that coming across? So being mindful of that.
Yeah, that's perfect. Definitely knowing who you're talking to, and as the buyer, what it is that you actually want. I would take some time and write out. I am a writer. You know, I like to journal my experiences, and I feel like it's helpful for me to make sure I don't get myself in a situation where the ad was promoting its service to me, but it really wasn't. Right. I don't want people to feel like I have to buy this service if it's not the service for you. If that person or if that creator of that brand doesn't align with you, but they were so good with the marketing that you decided to buy it and you have that buyer's remorse. So,
right. Yeah. And sometimes that happens so much because people can look really put together on the front end, and then the experience isn't so great on the back end. It's part of your brand too. You know, that experience that you leave people with. So that's why I say your branding is not necessarily your logo. It's your overall branding experience of how people and how your customers and how you're engaging with them.
Yeah.
You know?
That's so important. That's so important. You said a lot right there, because when you are a brand, you're representing yourself as that brand. So especially if you use your name as your brand, you are always walking in your brand. And so for me, I was never a corporate person. I can be in the corporate space as long as I can be myself, right? And so being myself means I have locks in my hair, you know, and I don't want to change that. Or, you know, I have a silly nature to me, which if you watch any of the videos, you'll find out a little bit out later. But I just like to be myself. And one of the other things is that I know that I make mistakes, and I don't want to badger myself or hit my head with a frying pan about mistakes, because mistakes is what creates, you know, a better version of me. It actually creates a better experience for my clients, because now I have learned so much, because I don't want to make these mistakes. And because I made these mistakes, now you don't have to worry about making those mistakes, because I have a blueprint, because I did so much. I kept putting myself out there. I kept challenging myself this way and that way to be able to say, hey, you don't have to make this mistake, you know?
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, definitely as a buyer, journal out what it is that you want to have as your end goal when you're working with this person, working with anyone. Definitely creative eye design is, you know, basically if you want to get your website, right? If you need design.
I do strategy, you know, branding and marketing strategy, graphic and web design. I mean, anything that comes marketing and branding collateral for your business.
Yeah.
Show up and show out online and in print.
I know that's right. So I assume that when people work with you, they know clearly what they're getting. And so do you have a consultation that you have with your clients, or what is the process to start working with you? What does that look like?
We do a consultation because I want to know what your mission and your vision statement is. I want to know what kind of marketing and branding you've been doing. I want to know what's been working. I want to know what's not working. I want to know what your next goal is. What are you looking to accomplish? And then we figure out a plan, a branding and marketing plan to get you there, whether that's, more business cards because you're networking, whether that's you're going to do mailers, how are we doing that? Who are they going to? You need a website. Do you have a new project that you're looking to launch, a new product line, things like that. So I help you kind of take the frustration out of figuring out all of that on your own. And you can just tell me what you're looking to accomplish and we work together to execute that.
Awesome. So give us all the spill on how to reach you and connect with you on the internet.
You can go to creativeeyedesign.com. That is KERATIVEEYE design.com. And on there, you will find a lot of my previous past project. So you can get a feel for my design aesthetic, how I work, and the kind of work that I've produced in the past. Very eclectic. I've done a lot of things in a lot of different industries. So there you can find out more about that. You can go to TeannaLanisse.com, TeannaLanise.com. If you want to do more so of a branding consultation and you're just looking for more strategy and execution help on the back end of what you're trying to do. You can also follow me on Instagram at Teanna_Lanisse and at creative_I_design on IG as well.
Awesome. And you also have a new group you started, you were telling me about. Did you want to share some details on that?
Yes. We had me and one of my business colleagues, she's my power partner. Her name is Shasta Broadus. And this year, we just were like, you know what, we're going to start our coaching group this year. And so this year we started our coaching group. Me and her have been working together for the last 4 years. And we just find that a lot of entrepreneurs don't know what to do. Yeah. Okay? They don't know where to start. And it can be very frustrating to try to go it alone. And, it's also frustrating when you see a lot of the programs that you want to get into, you can't because of maybe the initial investment. You're just starting out. So you don't have, $2,500 to spend, even though now we're in this pandemic, everybody's not able to have discretionary income like that right now. Mm-hmm. So we decided that we were going to put together a coaching group to kind of help entrepreneurs during this time. This is like the perfect time. A lot of businesses have gone out of business because they haven't been able to keep up with this time, right? For a lot of different reasons, right? A lot of the brick and mortar stores, that we're used to, they're closing down because they haven't been able to sustain themselves. And we're looking to work with entrepreneurs who are looking to either pivot or just get clear on what they need to do during this time to keep their business viable and to keep the visibility up so that they can still get, they can still remain in business. The money is out in the world. Money is being transferred every day. It's just, how do I get some in my account?
Yeah, that's right.
How does it come to me? It's being transferred everywhere. Yeah. How can I get it over here, right? So we're staying on top of that and being in this group together. We're motivating each other to come on. Let's step outside of our comfort zone. Let's get clear on our goals. Let's, write them out. Let's start executing them. Let's start feeding ourselves the books or the language that we need to start listening to so that we can rise to the occasion and be that person and be that business owner that we want to be to make the kind of money that we want to make. But what do I need to change about myself? What do I need to change about how I've been going about my business? Who do I need to connect with? Really getting intentional with those goals and not just writing them down, but having somebody to actually hold you accountable to getting it done.
I know that is right.
So I am so excited about this group. We have, in the last 2 weeks, we have it's just been so awesome. So any business owner that is looking to do that, whether you are new or seasoned, and you're just looking to get that extra pick-me-up step, you definitely want to go to clarityIsKey.online to get more information about that.
Awesome. I'm glad we didn't leave that one out. That was a lot of love love right there that you were given to that community. I'm so thankful that you have that and you created that. And I just want to thank you for being you, because I know I met you on the Facebook, right? And here we are. And you just was a breath of fresh air, great energy. And I appreciate you being just that. I want to go ahead and shift. I think we definitely shared a lot about the marketing world, but I want to learn a little bit more about you. And so I have two final questions for you. And the first final questions, I guess it's two more questions for you, is what's your favorite book and why? And do you have a favorite quote from that book?
My favorite book is The Purpose-Driven Life.
Okay.
I don't necessarily have a favorite quote from that book, because I feel like every time I open that book, it's like a timeless book. You know, you're at a different stage right now, and you can pick that book up and get something exactly for where you are right now, even though you've already read it before. Mm-hmm. And that book was just like, wow, we all have a purpose. And some of us don't know what our purpose is, you know, or we think that we're here by accident, and we're trying to really, life is just a journey about trying to connect deeper and deeper into who you are and why you're here and really how you can serve others. So that book, because like we're connected now, right? So I don't know, something that you could say, that something that you said could change my life forever. You know what I mean? So it's like we were meant to talk. We were meant to, you know, you were meant to impart that seed. So I just think that book is just time. And it's just like, we really need to know that we're special and we're here for a reason, and we're all connected because we're here to serve each other in some way, shape, or form.
I love it. I love it. So I spoke to you about the self-activity statement. So self-activity is intentional activities for self. And so I have lots and lots of self-activities. Anything can be shifted to be a self-activity. One of the things I shifted a self-activity to be is a self-activity statement, which is your affirmation combined with your intentional action statement. So we have a lot of affirmations going out there, but how are we actually supporting that affirmation so that we go forth and manifest it and create that and become the creators of our lives? And so with that being said, I know you have a self-activity statement for me, right, Miss Teanna?
Yes, I do. And mine is really simple. I just got really straight to the point. And my self-activity statement for today is I am focused and I am going to finish my audio project that I'm working on.
Audio project.
Yes, so I'm excited about that and I'm going to get it done. So mine is I am focused. Yes.
I love it. See, and it's simple, right? It can be just that simple. And I think I'm speaking to myself, is that we can complicate things that can be simple. And the more we create a simple practice for ourselves, just like breathing, like that's one of my things, is remember to breathe, you know?
Yes.
It's such a simple thing. And when you're not doing it, you're like, it's just a breathe, you know? But once you do it, it's like, oh, I needed that.
It felt so much better. Yes, I agree.
Well, I'm so happy.
I felt so good about that self-activity statement too. So
yes, that's what I want to hear. Yes. I want you to feel good about that self-activity statement. You know what? There's a study about, affirmation and things like that, and affirmations and how it really doesn't work for them. And they kind of go into a deeper depression because they don't actually believe it. And so that was one of my main motivations for self-activities, is that to make it align with something that you can actually do today, something that you can do in that moment, so you can start to feel the gratification in small pieces. There's a lot of different concepts, with, taking short projects and completing short projects and having that gratification. And so I'm creating this thought, I guess being a thought leader on something where it's already there, but just pivoting in a different direction. Okay, let's take control. Let's intentionally take control of the affirmations and make it fit in our lives so that we can say, I did this, I'm doing this. I'm creating steps to create it. So yes. I'm just so happy that you came on and that you took the time to create a self-activity statement to share. I'm so excited for Creative Eye Design that you came on and shared a piece of who you are with everyone. And I want to give you this opportunity to share anything else you want to with the audience before I let you go, anything you may have left out or anything you want to share about yourself and who you are on the internet, because it's going to be on YouTube. I want people to search you, find this, and say, hey, I like Teanna. I want to work with Creative Eye Design. And if you want to have any other final piece before we close out the show, feel free to do so now.
I would just say never stop learning and never stop growing. And don't be ashamed of your big goals. Dream bigger. The bigger, the better. And stretch yourself. So that's it. Just stretch yourself. Never stop learning. Keep growing and dream big.
Said it. You definitely said it there. All right, Miss Teanna. So that definitely concludes today's show with you. So I'm just going to say goodbye to everyone.
Bye.
Yes, you can say bye together. And once I'm going to say it actually officially once this day come back on. There we go. All right, Miss Teanna, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show. I really appreciated your time here. We can go ahead and say bye to everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. And until next time, hold on to you as much as you can. Hold on to your health, your being, and your mind. Be mindful.